Good morning, friends. Today, your teacher Tushar Agarwal is here again with some solved problems or some problems that questions that can arise when you are giving your exam. So, first question is, should you use a nickname when log on to internet? Yes, because using nickname is always a good idea because it makes it difficult for your identity thieves to identify you. मतलब अगर आप कोई निक नाम इसमें देते हैं सो इट विल बी डिफिकल्ट फॉर द योर दैट पर्सन हु इज थेफ्टिंग योर आइडेंटिटी टू आइडेंटिफाई यू, आपको नहीं पहचान पाएगा. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज, व्हेन यू शॉप यू ऑलवेज चेक द सिक्योरिटी ऑफ द वेबसाइट बिफोर एंटरिंग योर पर्सनल डिटेल्स एंड क्रेडिट कार्ड इंफॉर्मेशन. कमेंट. Yes, friends, always this thing is to be checked. As I told you that there is a padding also, we call it lock padding. I will show you again. Any website that you are browsing is locked, right? And anything that we are having, if I will take this, this is also locked. So this is called close lock padding, right? So friends, this is important. And yes, we should always check the site we are shopping on is secure. Yes, we have to check that the site on which we are shopping is secure. One way is to check if URL starts with HTTPS. Here S means, what does your S means? S means secure. Another way is to check the browser window to see if a closed padlock is visible or not. Another way to check the browser's window is to see if a closed padlock is visible or not. Now next question. Is it alright to give your name, address, DOB or date of birth when registering to use a website? So no, it is never a good idea. Now most of the websites request for this option, but date of birth is optional in them. So protect your identity and ignore this request. So you should not enter unless or until they are compulsory and you have to use that particular website. Now next is, Robin wanted to gift his friend a football or a wristwatch. Robin wanted to gift his friend a football or a wristwatch. So he searched for many sports items and wristwatches online. रॉबिन है, उसे गिफ्ट करना है अपने फ्रेंड को एक फुटबॉल या रिस्ट वॉच. उसने बहुत सारी वेबसाइट्स को विजिट किया. आफ्टर दैट एवरी टाइम ही गोज ऑनलाइन हिज ब्राउजर shows him advertisements about sports items and wristwatches. Friends, remember this question. This is very important question. This can come in many ways. This is like a case study. So क्या हुआ, पहले हम क्वेश्चन को समझते हैं. रॉबिन था, उसने अपने फ्रेंड को फुटबॉल या रिस्ट वॉच गिफ्ट करना था. And he searched through many websites such as Amazon, Flipkart, Snapdeal, so many websites he had visited. Now after that, every time he goes online, his web browser shows its advertisements. So why this is happening? ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है? What could have Robin avoided there? How can Robin get rid of this? Now friends, you have learned about third-party cookies. So when you visited that website, that will be activated and your data will be saved, such as your IP address and location. Now these, for the purpose of their advertisements, are sending you the details. Now first part, this is happening because third-party cookies saved his search preferences and now websites are posting advertisements based on his preferences. So you must be aware that your website is secure. How could have Robin avoided them? Now there are two things which we have studied: incognito mode or called private browsing. So Robin can just avoid this by using private browsing. That is opening the browser in incognito mode. Incognito mode is about private browsing. I will show you once again. Here you have to click, that is new incognito window. Now in incognito window, Unit 1 videos, Google Drive, so your browsing history. So read these points. Now you can browse properly and other people who can use this device won't see your activity. Now Chrome won't save the following information: your browsing history, cookies and site data, information entered in the forms. Your activity might still be visible to websites you visit, your employer or school, your ISP, right? So browsing history, cookies and site data, information entered in form, websites you visit. So all these data will not be shown. This data will be shown. Coming back to the question. So through private browsing. How can Robin get rid of this? Now, Robin can get rid of this in two ways. First, it will delete the history and cookies stored on the computer. This would stop websites posting the advertisement. It means it will clear the cache and cookies of the web browser he is using. Now my next question. Nivedita has recently shifted to a new city and new school. She does not know many people in her city, but all of a sudden someone is posting negative, demeaning comments on her social networking profile, school form, etc. She is also getting repeated mails from unknown user. Every time she goes online, she finds someone chasing her online. What is happening to Nivedita? Now friends, this is again a case study. Now this is a case of cyberbullying and cyber stalking, because as demeaning, posting negative comments comes under cyberbullying, and cyber stalking is chasing online. Now, so Nivedita has become a victim of cyberbullying and cyber stalking. What action should she take to stop them? She immediately bring it to the notice of the parents, school authorities, and if any other, then the police. And she must report this cybercrime to local police with the help of her parents and schools. So friends, this is important question. Mark it also that Nivedita has recently, उसने क्या किया? Nivedita कहीं नई जगह आई, but he found that she doesn't know many of the people, even though she has been chased and miscommented on the profile. Now Nivedita has become a victim of cyberbullying and cyber stalking. Now let me come to the next thing. Describe the following cybercrime, cyberbullying. Friends, as we have studied a case study that is an example of cyberbullying. Now cyberbullying refers to the act of online harassment of someone by using online tools such as internet, email, instant messages, chat rooms or social networking sites. Now cyber trolling, which means posting of sarcastic, demeaning or insulting comments about someone, is also considered the form of cyberbullying. So what is cyberbullying? Cyberbullying is posting, refers to act of online harassment of someone by using online tools such as internet, email, instant messages, chat rooms or social networking sites. Now cyber trolling, which means posting of sarcastic, demeaning or insulting comments about someone, is also considered the form of cyberbullying. Now friends, cyber stalking refers to online stalking where someone uses internet, chat rooms, social networking sites, emails, etc. to stalk his or her victim. Cyber stalker follows the victim online everywhere and keeps sending or posting something which are unsolicited. So friends, keep this thing in mind. What do you understand by your identity theft? Friend, this is another important aspect. Now, what do you mean by identity theft? Identity theft is stealing someone's personal information such as their name, login details, etc. and then posing as that person online. Means you are posing that you are that person and stealing someone's information is known as identity theft. इसका एक एग्जाम्पल हम ये भी ले सकते हैं कि फेसबुक पे यूजिंग सम अदर्स नेम वन हैज क्रिएटेड अ फेसबुक अकाउंट यूजिंग इमेज टेकन फ्रॉम द फेसबुक और other sources. Okay, now whatever online activity happens after this is bought to be the person. इसके बाद मैं आपको हिंदी में पहले समझाना चाहूँगा कि इसके बाद जो कुछ भी होगा that is posing on the behalf of others, कि others कि दूसरे बंदे के जिसका आपने यूज़ किया है जिस पर्सन के लिए उससे ही चलेगा. With online identity theft happens, one can gain access to the personal information. This is about theft of personal information such as name, login, Aadhaar, credit card information, etc. and use this information for illegal activities such as harassing others or stalking or conducting cybercrime. So identity theft, if done, becomes a pandemic for others as it cannot be dealt severely. Next question is, what measures should one take to avoid and maintain the confidentiality of personal data? Now, some common features that one can take to protect one's online are: never open suspicious or emails, so-called junk mails, but it sometimes happens that spam mails are having some data. Never send money or give credit card, online account details, or copies of personal documents to anyone. Choose passwords that would be difficult for guests to others and update them at regular intervals. Don't use the passwords for every account, same password for every account, such that if one password is leaked, the other password should not be leaked, and update them regularly. Don't use the same password for every account. As I told you, secure your networks and devices with antivirus softwares and firewalls. Avoid using public computers or Wi-Fi hotspots, I mean public Wi-Fi hotspots, to access or provide personal information. Be very careful about how personal information you share on social network websites. So when making online payments, only pay for items using a secure payment service. Look for a URL starting from HTTPS. This must be taken care when you are dealing with a bank website, and a closed padlock symbol or a payment provider such as PayPal, Paytm, and many others. So friends, these are some of the steps to maintain confidentiality. Never open suspicious text, never send money or give credit cards, choose password that will be difficult for others to guess, secure your networks and devices, avoid using public computers or Wi-Fi hotspots. Be very careful about how much information you share on social networking websites. When making online payments, only pay for items using a secure service. Looking for a URL starting with HTTPS and closed padlock means the lock symbol. And now there is some glossary of 5 points that is given here. First one is cookie, a small text file on a computer storing small piece of information related to online habits of the user. Private browsing, a type of browsing wherein browser opens in incognito mode and does not store cookies about your online activity. Any criminal offense involving the use of electronic communication and information systems or internet, etc. So the questions which we have studied are, let us revise. Number 1 is, should we use a nickname? Yes, it's always a good idea. When you stop, always check the security of the website before you enter your personal and credit card information. Yes, we should either check for padlock, HTTPS. Is it all right to give your name, address and date of birth while registering to use a website online? No, it is never preferred. Robin wanted to gift and he has shown advertisement because his third-party cookies are saved by the website, and advertisers belong to the same. Now, Robin can delete what Robin can do? Robin can delete all the history and cookies stored on the computer. They would stop websites posting advertisements. Next is, Nivedita has recently shifted to a new city and new school. She does not know how many people in her city, but all of a sudden someone is posting negative about him. So that is a case of cyberbullying and cyber stalking. What Nivedita can do when cyberbullying and cyber stalking is done? He or she can report to a local police with his parents, first inform to parents and school, then inform to police authorities. Now what is identity theft? Identity theft is stealing personal information over online. So we must have to provide our personal information, keeping in mind and use this information for illegal activities such as harassing others or stalking. Now, what measures should one take to avoid and maintain confidentiality of personal information? Some common measures that can protect are: never open suspicious text or files, always delete them, never send money or give credit card on. Okay, now we will have a quick revision of the chapter cyber security or cyber safety so that it can be done over. Now, what is cyber safety? First, we have to understand cyber safety refers to the safe and responsible use of internet to ensure safety and security of personal information and not posing threat to anyone else's information. Next is safely browsing the web. Now these days working on web has become inevitable, means we cannot avoid working on the webs, and thus it is very important to know the threats it offers. Now safe browsing on web, you need to know many things like what are the possible dangers, how to avoid these, how to virtually conduct yourself while web browsing. Thus you need to know that not every website is safe to visit. Whatever you post or do online is visible to others. Not everything that you see or is promised online is true. Now also safeguarding your computer is very crucial before you go online. Thus you have to follow these rules. Now first thing that we're going to revise is identity theft. Now what is identity theft? Identity theft is stealing your personal information, your identity, and posing on the internet on your behalf. Now identity theft is a type of fraud that involves using someone else's identity to steal money or gain other benefits. Online theft refers to an act of stealing someone's personal information without knowing them, such as name, login, etc. Now there are many ways a website tracks you: IP address, cookies, tracking scripts, HTTP referrer, super cookies. Now there is a difference between cookies and super cookies, as cookies can be deleted by the browser side, but super cookies lies on two things. First one is your flash cookies and the other one is your regular cookies. So if you delete your regular cookies, the data will be obtained by the flash cookies. Right? Now next is user agent. Now your browser also sends a user agent every time you connect to a website. This tells website your browser and operating system, providing another piece of data that can be stored and used to target ads. This is what you have been facing, that whenever you reach some like social or e-commerce website, when you start having your advertisements, again when you go to certain websites on your browser, advertisements are prompted. So this is the work of the user agent. Now there is a solution to that, that is known as private browsing. Now friends, private browsing is incognito mode. First, the famous one is incognito mode. In incognito mode, the version of the browser opens that will not track your activity. It is particularly useful if you are entering sensitive data like bank details, as it can minimize the risk of your information being saved so that the computer. Right, the example of it is DuckDuckGo, Google Chrome. Google Chrome is also having incognito mode. Proxy works as a middle person between the two items, such as a computer and your web server. Right, so you are effectively getting the same content from other source without getting it to know your browsing details. Virtual private network or a virtual private network is special added security and privacy to private and public networks like Wi-Fi hotspots and the internet. Now, virtual private networks are often used by corporations to protect their sensitive data. Virtual private networks were originally meant for business employees working off-site. Next is about private browsing, confidentiality of information. Now, confidentiality of information is always important. Now, what are the practices that ensure confidentiality? Use firewall wherever possible. Firewall acts as a filter for the websites that contain your data. Control browser settings to block tracking. Browse privately wherever possible. Be careful while posting on internet. Ensure safe sites while entering crucial information. ensure that that is contained HTTPS in the padlock sign. This is the sign. HTTPS means hypertext secure. Carefully handle the emails. Do not give sensitive information on wireless networks. Avoid using public public computers. Don't use public Wi-Fi or access through personal information. What is cybercrime? And criminal offense that is facilitated by the use involves the use of electric communication or information, including any electronic device, computer or internet, is referred to as cybercrime. Right? This is just a common thing. Now, cyber trolls. Friends, trolling is a lot these days. A cyber troll refers to a person who purposefully posts posing, demeaning, sarcastic or insulting comments about something or someone with the aim of targeting online. The proactive messages posted this way are called trolls. So the word troll can refer to a person who is doing it. Now, cyberbullying. Cyberbullying occurs when someone uses the internet, a cell phone, email, SMS, or some other social networking websites to harass, demean, embarrass, or intimidate someone else. It is commonly a crime committed by tweens too. Okay, now cyber stalking. Cyber stalking means you are personally know the person and make him or her victim by following her online, commenting, posting, spreading rumors online. Yes, this is comes under the Technology Act of India, Information Technology Act of India. Spreading rumors online. We must not spread rumors online, as this is very illegal way, as religious offenses are done. अभी मैंने पढ़ा था कि कुछ भेजते हैं कि some religious places are doing this, some religious places are doing this. So now next is reporting cybercrime. Now reporting cybercrime. Okay, now reporting cybercrime includes, first, you have to report to your parents,